Hi, it's Dr. Lauren Pasqua from Connections Child and Family Center, here to talk with you today about tips for transitions with kids. Do you ever find that your kids whine or tantrum when they have to change activities? Or maybe they get distracted, lose things, or are super late. Moving kids from one activity to another can be exhausting, especially if they also struggle with diagnosis like ADHD, autism, sensory processing issues, anxiety, or any other challenge. Having clear expectations for transitions is very important. That might mean having a consistent routine or a clear schedule of events. You can have a written list of steps in a routine that kids can check off as they go. You could use pictures, even clip art pictures, to lay out your expectations. Or just have kids repeat back what each expectation is as you go. Preview the events of the day in the morning or before they're going to happen so that kids are really clear on what the next step is going to be before it actually happens. A great tip that I love and I recommend to lots of families is actually using a clock or a visual timer where the time ticks away and you can see how much time is left because it's a color. And that's very helpful with transitions, particularly with younger kids. You can use it to warn how much time is left before a transition, like cleaning up an activity, going to dinner, leaving for school. It also can help count down each part or each step of an activity leading up to, say, bedtime or a change that's going to be coming up in the next few minutes. A great option for a visual timer is the Time Timer app, which you can download on Android or iTunes or Apple devices. There's a lot of other visual timer apps out there, so you can just search for that and find a list and pick one that seems to work well for your kiddo. Those apps are particularly good, like I said, for younger kids who don't really have a sense of time passing, and so it makes time something they can see tick away. Whereas for older kids and teens, using reminders on phones or watches, tablets, or even a device like Alexa can be really helpful for keeping them on track with what they need to do and keeping them prepared for the next step without a lot of anxiety. Finally, you can use music or songs to navigate transitions. Like with younger kids, we often use the cleanup song, which is very familiar to them, and it helps them know that what's expected and helps them move through that transition successfully. Finally, the most important thing is to limit time spent waiting with nothing to do. So be clear on what your expectations are, lay them out, and keep kids moving through those expectations, because otherwise when they're just sitting around waiting, a lot of distractions and behaviors begin to come up at those kind of unoccupied times. And build in extra time, because rushing makes everyone more stressed, kids and parents. And when kids pick up on our stress levels or they feel rushed or pressured, that tends to make them even more resistant to making that transition successfully and without complaints. So to recap, we have discussed several different tips for transitions, using reminders, having clear expectations, using transition warnings, music, and having enough time to make those transitions successfully. I hope this has been really helpful. If you would like additional help with transitions or other difficult behaviors you're seeing in your kiddos, or just want some tips or parenting support, we are here for you. Feel free to reach out to us and schedule your free 15-minute parent consult today, and we would be happy to check in and see how we can be of assistance. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful afternoon.